Hello and welcome back to the another video of ChatGPT. So far we have seen how we will use ChatGPT using Python, how we will connect the ChatGPT using Python API, how we will connect ChatGPT using UiPath and .NET. And we have also seen few of the use cases where we have submitted the bulk text to ChatGPT and got the required information in form of CSV. Other than that, we have seen using ChatGPT how can you write better PPT and better scripts for your presentations. Now in this video, we are going to focus upon how ChatGPT can help developers to generate the required code. It is fine, you can put anything like I need the code and you will get some code, but how will you get the proper code that you actually required? For that, how we will write the prompt to ChatGPT and then how we will use the code that is generated by ChatGPT. So we are going to focus on these few topics. We will see the example of Python, regular expression. Those are the common in all the programming languages. So I will be using these language. You can generate the code of any language using ChatGPT and you can just modify and use that code. Here we are going to see the four examples which you can see right now on your screen. So we will use ChatGPT to get all the files in the directory and the subdirectory of the parent directory. Then we will see how can ChatGPT help us with regular expression code. And in the third step, we will see how can we generate a group by table using Pandas data frame. In the last, we will see how can we create a stored procedure, SQL stored procedure, which are the widely used things in all kind of programming languages or in all kind of applications. I will tell you one most important thing about ChatGPT code generation in the end of the video. So please watch complete video, and if you like the content of this video, please hit the like button. That is a real appreciation for any YouTube channel and a real support. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on artificial intelligence and machine learning concepts. If you think there is any other use case that can be done in ChatGPT, please mention that in comment. So let's start the video now. Alright. So I will do open AI. I am going from start, otherwise you can directly open. And you might have to do the login or sign up if you are a new user for OpenAI. From here, from products, we can directly jump on ChatGPT. If from here you can click try on web. Alright, so now first query what we want to try is that is about Python code. So I will give my prompt to ChatGPT. As you can see on your screen, the prompt is that I want to get the file path for all the PDF files in one of the directory or subdirectories. So folder or all the folder inside that parent folder. I will just hit enter here and let's see if the code works or not. And we will test the ChatGPT code immediately because I have my code editor also right now open. So this is the code which is given by ChatGPT. I'll just copy this code from here. And this is the code where we have connected the ChatGPT using API. So if you want to have a look, you can pause the video here. I will just add one new file. So I will just paste that code here. And import OS is already a default library in Python. So if you are generating a code for something else, you might have to install the libraries. For installing the libraries in Python, you can watch my video number 95. You will have the link in description and on the top right now. Now we have to test this. So for that, what I will do is I will take any of the folder. So right now this tutorial folder is open. I will just copy this folder path and I will paste that path here. And now I will just run the code. Let's see if it is printing the file path of all the PDFs. So here you can see there are multiple folders inside and all the PDF file path is printed by this code. So ChatGPT has prompted this code rightly for Python. So other than Python, you can generate the code of any other languages also using ChatGPT. Now let's try our second example. The second example is get the regular expressions. So in interest of time, I have already created the prompt and I will just paste that prompt. You can have a look here. Give me the regular expression that filters all the dates from text. Expected formats are this, and this. Similar way, you can just give the format of email ID. You have any other invoice number which is in a certain format, or you have the policy number which is in a certain format. You can give that format, maybe x comma xxx or x dash yyyy, like that. Some examples so that it is helping the chat gpt. So this is the right way. So whenever you are asking anything to chat gpt, you have to give some insight so that you are getting the proper response. So I will just run this and we will test the result. So these are some instructions which you can have a look before you are using the code. And ChatGPT itself has given some of the sample text for us. Let's go up, copy this code from here. I will go to my code editor. Let's remove the previous code. And I will minimize this part. All right. So it has already given some of the text just to justify the format, and so, and it has, and it, and this text has made it easy for us to test the generated code. But now what I will do is I will add some more words here. I will just hit a enter to keep the line on the same thing. So you can get this text from your document from some API key or somewhere else. All right. And on this text, we are just trying the regular expression. So now let's see if it is able to identify dates correctly or not. I will run this. So you can see it has returned the list of all the dates. So if you want to loop on the list, it is very simple. You have all the dates. So this Python code also is generated perfectly by ChatGPT. Now let's go on another example. So in this example, I am going to use this data. So this is my sample data. I have order date here. I have sales amount here. Or basic, I will just change it. And similarly, as we have done before, I will be giving some sample to ChatGPT, and then ChatGPT will generate the code. So let's see. Sum of amount for each date and count of order for each date. Okay. Shift enter. Use glow data for sample. All right. Now we have to give that sample. So I'll just take this up to 83. That will be sufficient. Okay, just so ChatGPT is generating the outcome, and even though we have given the data, so ChatGPT is using the same data for writing the output for us. What we have to do, we have to just modify this code, and instead of this data, we have to use our data file. Okay, so that we will see once the code generation is completed by ChatGPT. All right, so it is done. Now, what I will do is I will copy this ChatGPT code. I will copy this Python ChatGPT code. I will go to my editor. Okay, now instead of this data, I have to remove this one. What we can do is we can directly use our data frame. This is how you can use the chat GPT to generate code for pandas. So here what I have to do is I have to pd dot read excel and then now let's try. Okay, so you have the output here. Now just to test this that this output is correct or not, what we can do is we will just test this one, first one. That is for, I will go and I will filter. In case if you don't want to check and you want to continue, you can skip the video for 1 or 2 minutes. Skip the video for 1 or 2 minutes. This for 4th January. For 4th January, if we will sum it, it is 288.6. It is 288.6. Let's test the last one, or maybe this one, 29th 12 2017. So I will go to date once again, select all, we select all, 2017, December 29. Okay. Let's sum check this. The sum is here 695. 695. Okay. So this is how you can generate the code for Python pandas also. Now next example is we require one stored procedure. So for stored procedure, so now how to get the stored procedure code or stored procedure query using ChatGPT for SQL. So for SQL, I am using this example. I will just paste the query here. You can read the query. I have three columns. I have given the column names to ChatGPT. Okay, so I have given the column names to ChatGPT. Item count, item price, and third column is payable amount. What I am instructing to ChatGPT, create one stored procedure to insert the values in payable amount, that is item dot into count into 20% of plus 20 item into count. So it is looking little complex. Let's enter and see if ChatGPT is able to give us the SQL code. And in SQL, you might have noticed like we require very complex stored procedures sometime or very complex queries sometimes whenever we are dealing with the complex requirements. So I think ChatGPT can help you to generate the SQL queries also. Alright, you can read these instructions and I will show you the code on top. So if you know SQL and if you know stored procedures, you can see here you might have to change these values, which values it is picking right now. Okay, and using changing these values, you can easily use this stored procedure for your requirement. So here is the payable amount set. All right, and here it is calculating the surcharges or the tax charges, and here it is calculating the total amount. All right, I will not be testing this because it might take long time, but you can try yourself. And the next query, which is the last query in this discussion, which this is about the .NET programming basically. So we use link, as in pandas we use lambda expression or generate expressions in Python. Same way we use link to deal with data and data tables in .NET framework or C Sharp. So for that, this is the last query. So I have just pasted here. We have four columns: policy number, premium, renewal date, basically three columns. Okay, and we want ChatGPT to give us a link query where, and this link query should create a new table where the renewal amount, I have to do a correction here, amount is greater than 2000 and date is less than August 2023. So these kind of link queries we require a lot in .NET programming. So let's see if ChatGPT is able to help us in .NET programming or not. It has given the complete code. So here it is creating the list by few of the amounts. But if you will give the sample, I think you will get the exact amount. And this query is the real, this query which you can see right now, which I have highlighted, is the real query which you might require. So let's copy this code. I would not be able to test it, but let's put on some other editor, maybe simply on Notepad. Now let's expand this. Well, so you can see the query here. You can try with more changes. I will not be taking much time because I hope you understood how will you try, and you can try with more changes in the query and you might get the better output. So we have seen all of these examples and one more extra which is not mentioned on the screen about link queries. I hope you really enjoyed this ChatGPT video. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button for more videos. Hit the like button if you think the content is useful for you, and share the video with your friends so that they also can connect with us. I will see you in the next video with one more topic. Until then, take care. Thank you very much for your time. Happy learnings.